Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TV holic. So today I just wanted to do a quick review of the BTS comeback live on Netflix. And I know this was like a really long awaited for a lot of people who are BTS fans. I wouldn't say I'm a BTS fan. I know I'm well aware of the music, the group, and yeah, I think they've got some good like songs. But I just wanted to talk about this as this was on Netflix, so it technically was kind of like a TV show. So I technically thought we could put this concert up there and review it. Mimi did not watch this. She was like very, very busy over the weekend when it aired. So that's why I just wanted to talk about it myself. I know there's like a lot of controversy surrounding it and stuff like that as well. So I want to get into that as well. I'm going to get into a bit of everything. And before I just get started, I just want to say that we are going to be reviewing a whole lot more like variety shows, Korean stuff, Japanese stuff, Chinese stuff, and like TV shows in all these like genres. We're going to do like scripted shows. We're going to do other shows like variety shows and reality TV as well. So game shows as well and things like that. So we've got a lot coming up. So if you haven't clicked the follow button right now, and also give us a 5-star review, that would be really, really great and kind of you guys, so that we know where we're at, if you guys are liking our content or not. And comment and let us know what you want us to like review next, because that would be very helpful. We're also on all social media platforms, TV Holics Anonymous. So yeah, so follow us on there as well. So that was my little spiel about the whole thing. So yeah, so this was like, I think this is going to be like an incredible like topic to talk about, because I know there was a lot of anticipation for this event, and it aired on March 21st, I believe, 2026. And I feel like it wasn't just a concert, it was like a cultural like reset, like not marketing, like it was like marking like their first like full group performance in like over like 4 years, because they've all been doing their military service and finishing all that off as well. Because in South Korea, as if you're listening to this podcast, you probably know that every male has to complete a military service of 2 years. It's compulsory. I was going to say consumption, but it's not consumption, it's conscription in their country, because they're in active war all the time with North Korea. That's why. So yeah. So I'm just going to break everything down. So like, I'm just going to talk about the build up, and they're just like, basically, I feel like they're returning to their roots. The event was held at, again, sorry if I butcher any of these names, I'm not Korean and I'm trying my best. It was held at Kwan Hwamun Square in Seoul. Again, sorry about the mispronunciation. And it was like a site of like immense, I think, historical significance. And it celebrated the release of their 5th studio album. They've been around for a long time, I think over 10 years. So I can't believe it's just been like their 5th studio album. That's crazy. Yeah, so it's called Arirang. That's the name of the album, I think. Which dropped like basically the day before they did the concert. So I think that marketing was great, like the way they did that. So they get everyone like ready, like everyone's bought the album quickly, and then people are at the concert and like it's streaming live on Netflix. I want to just say that during the concert, I felt like there was like a lot of, I don't know why they did this, but maybe it's because it's like internationally live streamed. But there was a lot of clips of people in the audience, but it was mainly white females they kept clipping to. So I didn't really like that. aspect. I felt like they should have kept it authentic to like the Korean people, and like there's Korean people in the audience and not like the the foreigners kind of situation. I don't know how you guys felt about that, but yeah, it felt like, placating to like the world as a mass rather than that if they're claiming to go back to their roots. It just felt a bit strange. And I don't think it was their thing fault. I think it was probably like Netflix was trying to make it more like global. Look, there's other people that are not just Korean coming to watch, and like they've come to Seoul to go see the concert. So like let's talk about the vibe. I think like leading up to the show, Seoul was like under like something called the Purple Lockdown, and over like 100,000 fans like gathered in like all the surrounding streets that the concert was going to be like held in. And even though there was like only 22,000 tickets for the inner like plaza section, there was like 100,000 fans had gathered in the surrounding areas. And I just want to talk a bit about like controversy and rumors. uh there was like heavy speculation about a like pirate theme due to like a tease for the song Swim. And some fans were actually like protesting um in a separate like Netflix documentary, BTS The Return, scheduled for March 27th, I believe. And uh they basically were fearing it might like over like commercialized their military hiatus. I don't know really what that meant, but that's what I was getting from the blogs and stuff like that. So yeah. So I might actually do, if you guys are interested, let me know if you want me to review that episode that's coming out on the 27th of March, the BTS The Return. So I think that will be like behind the scenes, them getting ready for the concert, them talking about stuff, um, and all that. And let's just talk about the performance and everything right now. So, the onstage performance and their set list. So, I think like the show lasted for like an hour, and it featured 12 songs in the set list, and it opened with Body to Body. And this is a track I think that was sampled on that like traditional like Korean folk like song kind of thing, Arirang. Arirang. I don't know if I'm saying this right or not. Again, sorry for butchering like everything. So I just want to talk about like the highlights that I noted down. The set list highlights. So new tracks, Body to Body, Hooligan, 2.0, Aliens, FYA, Swim, and Like Animals and Normal. And then the classics, to keep like the energy high. I think they did this because like these are songs that everyone knows probably from around the world. They peppered these in, Butter and Dynamite and Mic Drop. So Butter and Dynamite, I know. I wasn't really sure about Mic Drop, but it sounded familiar, so maybe it's something that I just didn't know the name of the song. So yeah, the finale they closed with a Mikromos. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Microcosmos, turning the square into a sea of like basically purple light with LED cubes, making it look like a kind of like galaxy feel. So like, I guess that goes along with that alien song that they had. I thought the performances were quite good. I did feel like, what's his name? The oldest guy, Jin? Is his name Jin? Yeah, the oldest guy, he looked really, really tired. Uh, I'm guessing because he's in his like mid-30s, probably he's tired. He's exhausted. It's not like when he first started, like he's probably not full of energy like that. He looked exhausted. I just want to talk a bit about the audience interaction as well. So, despite like the high stakes of like this global like live stream thing on Netflix, I felt like the members were quite playful, and RM at one point like shouted out shouted for like the whole city to like jump up, and then they frequently checked on the fans in between like songs and stuff like that, in the freezing Seoul night, and they said that, make sure you guys don't catch a cold, and I hope you guys are like wrapped up warm and stuff like that. They were showing concern, like genuine friendship towards like the fans, and like, you know, their parasocial, they were like, you know, nurturing the parasocial relationships that most fans probably have developed with them. And the dynamic, they kept the dynamic really good, and they were very like nice, and they kept saying thank you. They were also using very formal language as well, I noticed, when they were speaking Korean, because I know bits and pieces of like Korean, so just from watching like Korean shows and stuff like that. So I noticed they were using formal language. None of it was like informal. So let's talk about the style and aesthetics and like the lyrical situation. Or actually, let's just talk about the fashion. So the fashion, I think, was like a major talking point, and they wore like custom designed uh outfits by Zo, Songzu, Songzo, from a collection titled Lyrical Armor. Oh yeah, so that's the bit that I wrote about lyrical armor. So I didn't really care for the outfits. I thought initially they were probably like Prada or like Gucci or like, you know, Louis Vuitton, like custom made. But turns out to be I think this is a Korean designer. I'm not, I don't quote me on that, but I think it is a Korean designer. I didn't really like the outfits. It kind of looked like kind of like I like the color scheme, black and white, but it kind of looked like it was like a dress on top of like trousers kind of situation. It just looked a bit, you know, strange because the t-shirts or the tops are very, very long, and it also felt it was a lot of layering. And I understand they were saying it's cold outside and stuff like that, but it's also spring, so it might not be that cold. Um, who knows? It might be very cold, and I didn't check the temperatures there, but maybe that's why they needed the layering. But I would have thought they'd wear something more like uh, skin tight, because you know you get hot when you're performing, like especially for an hour continuously, and you're like sweating to death. So I didn't see like why they wore that stuff. I didn't think it was like helpful to them to like perform in that. And I thought they might overheat, and you know, like people have fainted, like performers have fainted on stage and stuff like that. So I thought that could be like a possibility. So yeah, the outfits like blended in with like the Joshin era, I believe it is, and military armor kind of situation, with like fluid lines of like the traditional hanbok. That's what people were saying. And like if you look at their individual personas, each member had like a specific character. This is what the press was saying, that reflected their clothing. So RM had the hero kind of outfit. Then Jin had the artist, and Jimin had the poet. Sugar had the uh, architect. Jungkook had like the vanguard. J-Hope had the Pan-Sora singer, and V had the dandy. So I didn't really see that reflected, but this is what was said about them. Now, the hairstyles. I did not recognize Jungkook in the lineup. I thought, like, did they miss him out or something? And then I thought the person who was Jungkook was actually Cha Eun-woo, because his hairstyle looks exactly like Chan-woo. Like they seem to have merged into the same person. I'm not sure if anyone else thought this or not, but I really, really thought that Jungkook looked so much like Chan-woo in this like performance, this concert. It was like uncanny, and I thought, oh, maybe because Jungkook's not here, they got Chan-woo to um you know, fill in or something, something happened. But no, it was, I paused it, I kind of like blew up the screen, and I saw it was Jungkook, not Chanwoo. Very, very strange. Like, I don't know what's going on there. Uh, but like Jungkook normally has like a distinct like kind of face and style, so it was like odd for me to see that. Uh, what else did other people say? Okay, so people were saying that like it's was like a much more mature look that the members had, because obviously they're older. It's been 4 years since they've done anything together, and it's a more mature look. Most members moved away from like the bright idol colors that they had in the past, and they had like natural dark tones, and for the I'm talking about the hair, and like textured mullets, and it was like more sophisticated, and like undercut styles, and like most of them had shorter hair, apart from I think Jimin had longer blonde hair, and that signaled like a post like military, like grown up kind of look, in my opinion. That's their post military era kind of situation. So I just want to move on to like physical conditions and injuries. So the biggest news that I heard heading into the night was RM's injury. I didn't know about it, but apparently people were talking about that like prior to the performance. But I kind of realized there was something wrong with him because he was sitting on a stool most of the concert, and like, he was trying to dance along, but you could obviously tell he's had some kind of injury, something was going on. Maybe he was sick or something. I didn't know, but then I realized that people were talking about it after. The incident just a few days ago, like let's just talk about that. So, RM like suffered like a sprain, um, off like like a ligament or something like that, a partial ligament tear or like a sprain or something like, and this happened like in rehearsals. So he basically performed the entire show while wearing like a leg cast. I didn't really see the leg cast, but I was looking at his leg trying to figure out like is something going on with his leg or what, or I don't know. And most of the night he like sang from like the swivel chair, or like stood stationary because obviously he can't move around much. And the other members like integrated into him. Like I remember there was like a piece of choreography in one of the songs where they just kind of like were all around him, and he was like dancing in the middle, like sitting and dancing, and they were like kind of like around him. And it was kind of like playful, and he was like spinning on the chair. But I thought that was a bit dangerous because what if he spun on that chair, that backless chair, and he could have like fallen off and like, hurt himself. Um, and I think, yeah, I think that was during Butter that he did that, which fans found like heartbreaking and sweet, apparently. Um, and then let's talk about like the visual speculation and like other controversies surrounding like this whole event. Um, I think like as with like any major comeback, the members like appearances were under like a microscope, and there was a lot of speculation about like people's faces and stuff. And uh the press was saying that Jungkook's face seemed like um there was like a lot of scrutiny online after like the recent like brand photo shoots came out, and some claimed that his nose looked different. So there was like rumors about him having a rhinoplasty, and other other people like fans and experts have said that it's like a post-service like glow, post-army glow, after he like left the military. It's likely due to like natural aging or something like that. And he is like approaching 30, so he's like 28, so it's understandable. And maybe it's because of his like rigorous like fitness routine and like loss of baby fat as he ages, in his face and stuff like that. So I know a lot of Korean plastic surgeons have joined in on that conversation and stuff like that as well. And there were some like technical issues with Netflix as well. So the biggest I think controversial thing was that uh well, it wasn't really the ban, but it was that the platform Netflix faced a massive like backlash because of the live subtitles weren't like really syncing. Like, so when the band was like singing or talking, it wasn't really syncing, and fans around the world like struggled to like follow uh the emotions, like when they were talking and stuff like that, and segments, because the text lagged, or it appeared to be like lagging during like the like songs and stuff like that. Maybe there was like a mix up on what they're saying as well during the songs and all that. I didn't watch it live, so I didn't experience that. So maybe they corrected it in the um like post or whatever after they must have gone back and corrected it. So I didn't have that issue personally. Also, the overall reception, so like the event, um, I think it was like declared like I think there was like a triumphant return basically, and critics basically were saying that their chemistry hasn't aged a day, and their performance style has like evolved, but you know, like with maturity and age. And it felt less like a pop show and more like a national like celebration, because they're kind of like up there with like the president and everything, because they've done so much for the country, and you know, to give like the country soft power, from like, you know, TV and like entertainment and stuff. They've made South Korea very well known, so it was kind of like a national celebration. Uh, Also, I just want to say that there was a lot of controversy surrounding how everything had to be shut down, because they did it in the middle of like, you know, Seoul, basically in a historical site, and people had to like were complaining because they had to shut down streets, whole streets and stuff, and it was difficult for people to get in and out of work, and like their journeys to work, they had to go around like crazy like routes to get to the place that they wanted to, and stuff like that, because a lot of streets like were shut down because of this event, because for security reasons, understandably. But a lot other people were saying that BTS should be the government or BTS should be paying people to like stay home, or like because they missed out on working hours and things like that, and it made their, you know, lives difficult, because they wanted to do the concert in the middle of like Seoul. So yeah, there was a lot of controversy basically surrounding that. Also, people were saying that well, actually, let me talk about what I thought. I thought it was like wild. There was like blocks and blocks of streets, because you know, when they were doing the drone shots of in between like the songs and stuff like that, or during the songs, there was like blocks and blocks of people, but it was so like well organized. And I feel like if you did that in America or the UK or like somewhere in Europe, it would be like chaos, and people would probably get like, you know, like what happened at the Travis Scott concert, like people got crushed, and a lot of people passed away, unfortunately. I think it would be very disorganized, but it was so orderly and so great, and everyone had their little, you know, light sticks, and it was so, so cute. And I love how everyone's chanting at the same time, and like everyone, it's very uniform when Korean people go to concerts. They're like, everyone shakes their light stick at the same time or raises it at the same time, and it's just very organized and very, to me, it's very aesthetically pleasing to see like everything very organized and very like cutesy and stuff. Like I loved it. But as I said, like seeing it from like an aerial view with the drone shots, it was crazy how many streets were like actually shut down, and how many groups of like fans were everywhere, like cordoned off with their light sticks and everything. But very, very organized, very organized. Um, I just want to know how you all felt about this event. Did you guys like it or not? That's all I want to say about it. And like I said, if you want me to recap the BTS other documentary, BTS The Return, I think it's called, I will be happy to, The Return of BTS, or I think it's Return. Oh, I'm confused. Anyway, yeah, BTS The Return. I'll be happy to do that for you guys. Like, share, press the follow button if you haven't already followed the podcast, because we're going to have so much stuff coming up. Like I said, Bloodhounds, we're going to be reviewing season 1, and then hopefully season 2 as well. We're going to be doing Physical 100, Physical Asia, when they went to Mongolia, that trip review. And then we're also going to be doing um what's the other thing that we did? Oh, Agents of Mystery, and so much other stuff. Reality TV shows coming up, variety shows, and also scripted as well. And we've also got like Blast from the Past, K dramas as well. So I've recorded um my some episodes by myself. So my Love from the Star, and that will be coming up pretty soon as well. And also Are You Human as well. So they're both scripted, and they're like sci-fi. We're going to be doing a lot more on social media as well. And I hope you guys like all this. Follow us on social media as well. if you haven't, at TVholics Anonymous, and we will see you really soon. 5-star review, guys. That would really mean like the world to us. And also comment and let us know what you want us to do. And we're going to have a lot more coming up. We're going to hopefully be letting you guys know. We're going to be doing other things other than the podcast too. So we're going to be expanding. We're on YouTube as well. And we've got a lot of like goodies for you guys to come. And we're really excited about it. And we can't wait to tell you guys all about everything that we've got going on pretty soon. So we're going to have content for you guys. And I want to know, are you guys BTS fans? And what did you all think of the concert? What did you guys think of the controversy surrounding everything? What were your thoughts? In general, I loved the concert. I thought it was great. And I think like Netflix should do more like concerts like this, so we can like watch from the comfort of our own homes, and also we can watch like at any time, because some people can't get to the concerts on the right time. You can't get tickets, logistically, different countries, all that. I think this would be like a better way for people to like watch concerts. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is that there was controversy surrounding BTS, because a lot of people said in Korea that it shouldn't have been live streamed on Netflix, because it should have been on the main Korean channels, because a lot of people in South Korea don't have Netflix and they'd have to pay for that. And BTS is like their national treasure, so it should be like on regular TV. So there was controversy surrounding that as well. So quite a few people were upset about that. So anyway, like I said, we'll be back really soon with so much more content, and hopefully I'll be back with Mimi to give you guys some more podcast episodes. We're finishing up Singles Inferno pretty soon, so we're going to have that done and dusted. We will be doing the reunion as well, so you have that to look forward to as well. We're not just like ending it at that. We're going to be doing the reunion, so don't worry guys, we're going to have a lot more content, and we're going to be doing some other stuff where we're going to have a lot of gossip and behind the scenes stuff for you guys about Singles Inferno, but that is going to be a whole nother thing that we're going to explain to you pretty soon. So click the follow button. Bye. Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on.